Should you keep your distance? Let's find out. Hello Fanatics, I'm Dylan Phillips and this is the Film Fanatic Review bringing you 5 Feet Apart, starring Haley Lou Richardson, Cole Sprouse, and Moises Arias. First we'll tell you what the movie is about and our initial thoughts, then we'll move on to our spoiler-free likes and dislikes. We'll finish up with some spoiler-heavy thoughts on this film, and our final word. 5 Feet Apart follows the story of a pair of teenagers with life-threatening illnesses who meet in a hospital and fall in love. Overall, I enjoyed this film. These types of stories tend to play out in the same way, but this one sets itself apart from the rest in the genre. For what I liked about this film, let's start off with the cast. Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse play their hospital-bound Romeo and Juliets beautifully, with some very powerful and reserved performances. And their chemistry is evident despite having the restriction of never being able to actually touch each other. However, the scene stealer of this one is definitely Moises Arias as Stella's gay best friend Poe. His witty one-liners and deeply emotional character arc make for a superbly strong subplot for this film. The cinematography was breathtakingly atmospheric, which was essential for this film's success. It mixes the use of handheld immersive shots with well-framed wider ones that show us the distance between these characters despite their close proximity. The direction was also another highlight of this one, as first-time feature director Justin Baldoni gives us his take on this terminal romance. His stylistic choices for cinematography, editing, and score, mixed with the direction of the actors, proved to create the perfect tone for this teary-eyed story. And the story, which was generic in its format, did manage to hit its emotional mark. The exploration of themes like living to live, the fear of dying, and overcoming this fear were all center stage. The cast and crew managed to make great commentary on these themes without shying away from the seriousness of these topics. And despite all of this, the film manages to still have a surprising amount of humor throughout. It had a good blend of morbid, cynical, and optimistic humor. However, one area that this film seemed to falter was in its final third act, as it takes an overtly melodramatic twist which felt out of place with the rest of the film. While this brings closure to one of the characters' stories, it definitely leaves more of an ambiguous ending for another, which, in the grand scheme of it, didn't feel like the same tone or feel as the rest of the story that we had seen before. And that's where I'll end our spoiler-free thoughts on this film. If you want to hear a final word or rating of this film, pause now and click the link in the description, because now it's time for spoilers. No spoilers to talk about for this one, but the best scenes to me were the pool scene, the birthday party, the pond, and the light show. So, with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. 5 Feet Apart is a heartfelt and bittersweet romantic drama that brings hope to its forbidden love story. While the film itself plays out in a generic fashion with some overtly melodramatic twists, the charisma of the cast, bold themes, well-framed cinematography, and surprising amount of cynical comedy make this hospital story one worth getting a little closer to. This film is powerful, emotional, and above all, real. So I'm gonna give 5 Feet Apart a 7.5. Thanks everyone for watching our review. Are you planning on seeing 5 Feet Apart? Or if you've already seen it, do you have something to add? What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips and this has been the Film Fanatic Review.